So Pokemon Horizons episode 86 has just aired and it was pretty good. And I just wanted to get into some of the recent Pokemon Horizons news because it's been a hot minute. But towards the back end of this Rayquaza Rising arc, Pokemon Horizons is really getting good. We're finally arrived at Rakua and the final conflict seems to be upon us. I thought it was a pretty good twist how the explorers kind of knew where Rakua was this whole time. You could probably go back and find some plot holes when they're just looking for Rayquaza, looking to capture all the legendary heroes, and you can kind of question now why they were doing that when they could have just waited. But maybe they doubted Liko, Roy and Dot. Maybe they doubted how far they would come, so maybe they started off wanting to do it themselves and they realised, wait, we can just literally follow these dudes to Rakua because they need to undo this seal that Terrapagos set 100 years ago, which is a pretty cool idea, to be honest. So they all arrive and we get the typical matchups. We get Chalice versus Dot, Sidian versus Liko, and Roy versus Coral. Would have liked to see this maybe, mix it up a little bit, but we get the same battles again for these three, but these weren't the main focus of this episode. I think the main focus was Freed versus Spinel, and I absolutely love this dynamic. Completely carried this episode. They had that one battle where Spinel built this giant tower just to trap Freed, just because of how overpowered Freed is. And same again here, we see Spinel confront Freed and take him on in another battle. And I just love the matchup of Pikachu versus Umbreon. It just reminds me of when Ash used to battle with Gary and his Eevee. I just feel like it's one of those matchups that travels through the series and we always will get it again eventually, and it's just really cool. Also, my man Gibeon is here in Rakua. He's rolling in a wheelchair, giving us all the quotes: Rakua, Paradise, Journey's End, his final wish. It really feels like his plan is finally coming, and we're going to get a climax to this whole thing. But this battle was all about mainly Freed versus Spinel, which was such a great battle. I think it was a double battle. We had Charizard and Pikachu versus Umbreon and Behem. There were some great strategies on the show. I feel like this is kind of my type of battle where the two characters have a lot of history. We know their Pokemon really well. They've had conflict in the past, and it kind of all gets settled in this one battle. And I love the whole changing of the abilities, where Spinel uses Skill Swap to swap over Pikachu's Lightning Rod ability, which we actually learned in this episode, which is such a cool ability for Captain Pikachu. So Behem has Lightning Rod now, and Pikachu can't absorb Behem's Thunderbolt anymore. So it was a really clever strategy from Spinel, and he even goes on about how he studied Freed and how he's come up with this plan to battle him. And then Freed, on the other hand, is just pure intuition, and that really irritates Spinel. It's just such a cool dynamic between the two characters. You've got this one ruthless, calculated, smart character who studies all the moves and the abilities, and then you've got Freed who battles with passion, fun and joy, and just loves coming up against a strong opponent. So it's really a great power balance. And the final blow was insane. He uses Pikachu to lure in Behem. Pikachu jumps on Umbreon and he tells it to use Thunder Punch, and obviously Behem is going to try and use its Lightning Rod to intercept that, but then just in time he Terra Blasts at all of them, and he predicts that Pikachu's new ability will be Telepathy, which was Behem's ability. So just an insane move which just pisses Spinel off because Freed's just guessed off intuition that this ability will be Telepathy. It was so cool, and I don't think it's reaching to even say this is one of the best battles in the series so far. I just love battles that are set up so well and the characters have history and it all comes together like this, and it was just really good. The other battles weren't as good. I mean, again, we've seen these people battle before, so we don't really need it again. Especially we saw Liko overcome Sidian in that episode 66, so we didn't really need that one. But what I did like is the fact that they didn't have to use terastallization. The opponents all terastallized, Sidian and Coral used it, but Roy and Liko didn't have to. It kind of shows that we don't even have to waste this power on you. You're not even worthy anymore. We've surpassed that power. We're stronger now. So that was really cool. But poor Dot doesn't get to finish her battle with Chalice, and I'm not sure if they will finish that in the next episode because the ground starts shaking. You can tell Gibeon's plan is starting to come into play. So I hope that does finish, but I feel bad for her because she didn't finish the one at the school and she's not getting to finish it here, and the other two have both won twice against these characters, so it's a bit of a shame for Dot. But I just really enjoyed it, to be fair. It was a lot of battle action, but it was like new, unique battle stuff, a 2v2 with Spinel and Freed. We've not seen that before. Coral using her new Screamtail. We've not seen that before, so there's a lot of new stuff. Liko and Dot not relying on terrestrialization as they always do, and they're not all focusing on the same opponent like they always do, so it was different, it was fun, and it was a pretty good battle-focused episode. But then let's get on to the preview. We had a normal preview, and we also had a special preview for what's to come later on in the year, and it's just the final climax. I think we've got 87, 88, and 89, 3 episodes left of this Rayquaza Rising arc, which I think is plenty of time to settle this conflict. I just don't know what the plan is for the Explorers. What are they going to do with this Requiem? I feel like Zygarde will have a big part to play. We see its cells all coming out in the preview and joining, so we're probably going to get that big Zygarde form again, and it'll probably be some giant battle. You're going to have all the 6 heroes involved, and I know Lucius is coming back, and I wish they didn't spoil that. That would have been so hyped to see that in real time, just Lucius popping out like I'm back. And he's going to reunite with his partner Pokemon, which will be so wholesome, so heartwarming, and he'll probably help to take on Gibeon. We've also got Amethio and his crew in the mix, so I'm just looking forward to seeing all the different characters come together, seeing what sort of allegiances they'll make, who will be battling who. I think Horizons handles these big set pieces really well, like we saw back in episode 45. So I'm just really looking forward to this final conflict. And then even crazier, we're getting some big news on March the 14th, I think it is. We're getting news about the future of the series. And firstly, I'm just so glad that the Rakua arc isn't the end of the series. We're going beyond that. We're carrying on, and what a way to announce it with a Mega Lucario. Not just a Mega Lucario, a shiny Mega Lucario. And it looks to be Roy who has this. I'm not too sure, it's very dark, you can't exactly see who it is, but it looks like Roy's eyes and ears and his jacket, so I'm pretty sure it is Roy. But he has the new Mega Ring from the Legends EA game, which the protagonists are wearing in the new art, so that's really interesting. And a shiny Mega Lucario is crazy. I'm so glad they're going into Mega Evolution and things that could tie into the new Legends EA game. And I think they're doing well in adapting the games, to be honest. They did some of the DLC stuff for Scarlet and Violet. I think they speed covered Scarlet and Violet really well, considering it was really rushed. But they're doing way better than Journeys did. And we're up to date now, so we can just go full on with the new stuff. But I hope Roy doesn't just get given a Mega Lucario and start using it straight away. I hope we still get the slow progression. That's what Horizons is known for. You know, these characters growing and bonding with their Pokemon. If he's going to get one, I'd love to see him catch a shiny Riolu, work it up, and eventually learn the bonds of Mega Evolution, just like we've seen in the anime previously. I mean, I would have liked a different Mega, considering we've just had Ash's Mega Lucario recently in Journeys, so it would have been cool to show off another one. But I'm still happy we're getting Megas. I'm sure there'll be more than just Lucario if they're going fully in. I can't wait for March 14th. We're going to see what news we're going to get, and I'm just glad Horizons is staying around. I hope it stays around for a long time, because it's such a good series. But that's going to be it for now. I think I've covered everything, so let me know your hype around Horizons at the minute. How do you feel about the Rayquaza Rising arc ending and the Rakua plotline finally coming to an end? And how do you feel about the new Mega being introduced? Let me know. But thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.